that catchweight number, 150 pounds, 4.5-inch reach advantage for Movsar Evlоев. All right, now for the introductions back inside to the buff.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds at a UFC catchweight of 150 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, an undefeated mixed martial artist holding a perfect professional record. 13 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 150 pounds. Fighting out of Sunshine Republic of Ingushetia, Russia, Mowsar Evlоев. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler holding a professional record, 30 wins, 11 losses, 2 draws, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 150 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, USA, Nik the Cardi Ленц. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Lucas Bosaki.
Lucas Bosaki, our referee, had a great night here on Wednesday. Good referee.
Yes, he did.
Fine octagon girl as well, Red De La Cruz. Movsar Evlоев has the respect of the odds makers and the betting public. A minus 700 favorite tonight. Nik Ленц coming back at plus 500. And if you don't know the story, yeah, minus 700. So 700 will pay you 100 bucks.
Oh my goodness.
Nik Ленц opens with a thigh kick there, and if you don't know the story on Nik Ленц, he had a very serious eye injury. A nerve was clipped. It affected his other eye. Couldn't see for 9 months. Told us on Wednesday of last week in our fighter meeting that he got used to double vision. So a pretty miraculous situation here as Ленц lands the shovel uppercut that he's even competing.
Somebody's a kid that this young is a minus 700 favorite over Nik Ленц speaks to what the odds makers think of this young man. Nik Ленц is as tough as they come, and he told us in that same meeting, Johnny's upset the UFC on so many different occasions. This is nothing new. They put him in there with these kids, these prospects, and he goes and he beats them. And he had planned on doing the same exact thing tonight to Evlоев.
He's starting strong. A couple good kicks, gets the takedown, but Evlоев just reverses that with
beautiful.
No problem.
That was beautiful. He just followed the momentum. You know, when Nik tripped him going backwards, he just followed the momentum.
Ленц made his UFC debut all the way back in 2009 at UFC 103.
Paulie, you see Nik trying to set up the Kimura. Look at Evlоев using his head to not allow him to get his body off to the opposite side. But now Nik jumps.
Gotta be careful here. Yeah. This is Nik Lentz's move, and he's tightening this up.
It's starting to get tight in there. Evloev's trying to pass.
Uh-oh.
He cannot let Nik get him in the full guard.
Oh boy.
This is getting tight for Nik Ленц. Oh my goodness. Nik's got him in the mouth.
That's tight.
That is really tight.
This is Nik Lentz's move right here. He's looking to upset these odd makers right now, I'll tell you that.
Look at Evlоев, though. Look at how calm he is down there. Not
he's
panicking.
Get out of it, I think.
Yep, he's not panicking.
He's
not freaking out. Wow. And look at him give up the position to improve the position, right? He gave it up to improve it.
Nice knee.
What a great job by this young man. Wow.
A lot of fighters would have succumbed to that.
Yeah.
Did Nik Ленц guillotine.
We've seen it, John, on so many different occasions.
8 career wins by submission for Ленц coming in, 3 by way of the guillotine. Ленц, former D1 wrestler at the University of Minnesota, his 68 takedowns coming in, top 5 all-time in UFC history.
Nik's just hanging on that front headlock, man. Oh, beautiful pass by Evlоев.
And perhaps a sigh of relief for his jiu-jitsu coach, Pahumpa, that Movsar Evlоев seems to be out of harm's way. And I would also point out, last fight for Evlоев against Mike Grundy, he found himself in another compromising spot early in a choke. His takedown defense was tested, so has showed off some pretty good submission defense in his last 2 UFC starts.
Yeah, this boy can grapple.
Yeah. And Evlоев, he gives up takedowns, right? Like, he's been able to give up takedowns. Grundy was able to score a lot of takedowns, but he was never able to quite control him and turn those takedowns into anything. And look, Nik gets him in the guillotine again.
Gotta watch this.
When it starts to get tight, if it starts to get tight, you'll see Evlоев roll to his back to change the angle of the choke. He's still trying to step that knee through. Past the half guard. It's obviously not that dangerous for him right now because he isn't rolling, right? He's continuing down the path. Looks like his head is about to pop here pretty soon.
Lenz came into this fight with the most guillotine choke attempts in UFC history with 20. 1 minute here to go in round one.
It's crazy to watch Evloev in these chokes and never truly show any sort of emotion.
Unreal. Unreal.
Yeah, he never shows that it's affecting him in any way, shape, or form.
Well, tonight the biggest superstar in the sport is back. Conor McGregor makes what he hopes will be a triumphant return in a rematch 6 years in the making opposite Louisiana's Dustin Poirier. There is still time to purchase UFC 257 only on ESPN+.
Nice ground and pound here from Evloev.
Ooh, a big right hand there to the top of the head of Nik Lenz.
That might have hurt Evloev's hand to be honest.
Right, it's not the spot you want to be punching.
Yeah, that did not sound good.
If your kid hits his head, you want him falling there. Final seconds of round one, and a strong way to close it out for Movsar Evloev.
Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Nick's beat up.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those shots at the end were solid from Evloev.
It's fine, yeah. Composure, buddy. Get it back together. Good rhythm in the beginning. Stay with it. Don't rush the takedowns. Get your composure back, Nick.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights here from round number one. Nice uppercut, shovel uppercut. Eats a left hand on his way in as well, though, from Evloev. And this guillotine got very tight. Switched it over into a mounted guillotine, but Evloev didn't panic, found his way out, and this is how it ended, with some good ground and pound from the top and busted up Nik Lenz's face. Solid work from both guys in that round, but Evloev kept top position and controlled most of that fight other than being stuck in a guillotine.
Well, UFC Fight Pass is better than ever, bringing you live combat sports from around the globe, the best original shows in all of combat sports, action-packed movie thrillers, in-depth looks toward Hall of Fame athletes, and the largest fight library in the world. Sign up today and start streaming at UFCFightPass.com.
You heard my guy Cami Barzini trying to tell Nick to get his composure, right? He started well, but then he started to let it get away from him a little bit as Evloev really started to find his flow towards the end of the round. That's some beautiful ground and pound.
Ooh, nice right hand there from Lenz.
Lenz was initially scheduled to compete against Mike Grundy here on Fight Island. Mike Grundy just so happened to have been Movsar Evloev's last opponent, so fairly easy transition for Lenz.
And Nik Lenz has been doing this so long, he said, man, this doesn't affect me. Opponent switches and all this other stuff, doesn't really bother me.
He just don't want to have a cup of coffee with you, that's all.
I'm looking at some of these tweets, and everybody scored it for Lentz,
right.
for the last guy.
Right.
Submission attempts. It's very rare that you see a guy winning a fight when he's fighting mostly from his back. We saw it a while back on a couple of occasions, but it's not very frequent that you see a guy winning on judges' scorecards when they're on their back as much as Nick was.
Sounds like both of you guys lean Evloev.
Nah, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, especially when you look at the stats. I mean, Evloev has landed 36 and, out of 50 shots. To
oh, nice shot there by Movsar, and retreats thereafter. Heavy leg kick lands for Nik Lenz in response to Evloev's strike.
Yeah, and Lenz's face really showing the damage from these shots from Evloev. And this guy just flashed. Nice takedown again here from Lenz, looking for that neck.
He jumps right on that neck, man. And this time, look at the elbow starting to go high here. You hear Pahupa tell him, just control the wrist. As long as a guy can't really get the lock, you're okay. Again, that got tight.
He's got to watch dipping his head in there, but Lenz is just bailing out for this guillotine
every time. Nick jumps to that guillotine and it gets tight.
Nice roll through there.
Nice job by Lenz to greet Evloev with a couple shots there after the mission attempt failed.
Nik Lentz's guillotine is so dangerous that every time you try to attempt a takedown, he just jumps on your neck, and the next thing you know, you're defending. You're not even thinking.
Nice knee there from Lenz as well. Again, I've talked about it when he was walking out. His striking has looked better and better every time we see him inside the octagon. Nice jab.
Nick is just filthy, though, man. He's just like a filthy fight. I asked him about that in the meeting. I go, can you make it into just a dirty, filthy fight against this kid? And he was like, absolutely.
There's a solid jab from Evloev.
History is going to look back fondly on this Nik Lenz career. 14 UFC wins coming in. Realized a lot of success at 55 before moving down. 4-3 in the UFC at featherweight coming in.
And Nick is the type of guy, you know, disrespect, like if when a guy is trying to make their way up in the division, they got to fight guys like Nik Lenz, veterans that are game and are not looking to let you use them as a stepping stone. Nik Lenz has no desire to be anyone's stepping stone, and he's putting Evloev in a very difficult fight tonight.
Oh, what happened there?
Oh, man.
Is that an eye poke or a punch?
Nick grabbed the eye, and that's always worrisome, right, when he had the injuries that he had.
Yeah, that's scary for him. Clash of heads, possibly.
Nice jab from Mobsar. Follows up with another one there.
Nice movement.
Once again, Lenz jumps that guillotine, front headlock, pulls him down to the mat, hangs on him. It's exhausting trying to get him into a position to jump on that guillotine again. He's got to try to clear the right leg. Mobsar's doing a great job of kind of using the KC control, pushing that leg across. So,
Oh, man, you can hear him gurgling there.
That's crazy because he had him turned sideways and Nick got pressure on him with that guillotine.
Crazy pace in this fight as we come down the stretch in round 2.
Yeah, this is an exhausting pace these guys are fighting at. So much grappling, and for Evloev constantly fighting out of guillotines, and Lenz, it takes energy to squeeze like that.
Yeah.
You see the advantage for Evloev in the significant strikes here in this round.
That was a beautiful angle change there by Evloev. When Nick tried to go into the clinch, he just stepped off to his right, cleared the position, gone before Nik Lenz could catch up to him.
Another competitive round in the books.
Right here you see Evloev enter, gets clipped with a counter right hand by Nik Lenz. Beautiful overhand right by Evloev. As Lenz is coming up, he lands another short right hand in there. Look at that uppercut. I think that may be what cut Nik Lenz. There was also a bit of a headbutt in the middle of that round where Lenz went
5 minutes,
blitzing.
man. Hey.
So very close fight.
He's fading. Take it to him. Good head movement, man. Don't stay center. Elusive. Right and left. Nick, chop him. Hey, leg kicks are landing. Don't hesitate, but stay off center. Hey, 5 minutes. Give me your best. Here. You got to put him away.
Well, tonight you may have heard the biggest superstar in the sport is back. Conor McGregor makes what he hopes will be a triumphant return in a rematch 6 years in the making opposite Louisiana's finest, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Still time to purchase UFC 257 only on ESPN Plus. Might as well get it out of the way now. All right, third and final round. Mobsar Evloev, Nik Lenz. DC Kami Barzini looking for some leg kicks out of Nik Lenz as long as he gets off that center line.
Yes, absolutely. Don't stay in the middle. And also, he said, you know, you got to finish him. You know, I think they're very aware of how close this fight is. And, you know, from my point of view, it feels like Evloev won both rounds. But from the tweets of the first round and the corner of Evloev, they think it's much closer.
Evloev really listening to the corner. They asked for that. They wanted to feint to the jab. It's exactly what he did.
He's landing those jabs, man.
Good stick there by Lenz. Backs Evloev up.
Yeah, this is a dogfight between these two guys right now, especially when they clinch up, both throwing good uppercuts. Lenz mixing his kicks in really well.
The way Evloev throws the lead right hand, Paul, he never throws it with 100% intensity, right? He's just touching Nick.
Yeah.
He throws it out there and he touches you. He doesn't really try to set on it as much because he knows when you load up, it won't land.
Nice jab by both guys.
And these are two super intelligent men and fighters. Evloev has degrees in computer science and law. Nik Lenz is a professional futures trader. So, Paul, if you need some stock picks, maybe Lenz is your
have
guy.
to sit down with him back at the hotel.
And Nick's finding a lot of success. You know, he used that time to get better at that profession when he was away from fighting and did really well for himself.
All right, programming alert, folks. If the Kentucky-LSU college basketball game goes long on ESPN, we will stay right here on ESPN Plus, and we'll be simulcast on ESPN News until the game ends. 11-point game, just under 6 minutes to go at present. We will keep you updated.
I think this kid Evloev has such good striking, man. The way he's so patient, he's so calm. He moves in and out of range. He's not really allowing Nik Lenz to keep up with him.
I'm okay. Watch your fingers. I'm okay. Fight.
Always glad to hear Lenz say he's okay when it comes to that eye. He changes levels here.
Kimura attempt. Not going to happen.
He was trying to use the Kimura to switch positions. You've seen that more and more in mixed martial arts. Guys use the Kimura as a bit of a trap in order to use the action and the momentum to take you backwards to get back to their feet or avoid getting taken down.
Man, Evloev is just non-stop, always trying to touch and damage Lenz.
He's fantastic, John. This kid can fight, man. And I know that he's not one of those prospects that, oh, that little check left hook.
That was nice, right? Oh, nice right hand there from Evloev. Caught the kick and then countered beautifully.
He's not one of those prospects that's just out there finishing everybody, but the level of competition that he has faced in his first few UFC fights is second to none, man. And this will be his 4th win in a row. And you put Nik Lenz on that list after beating Mike Grundy and Enrique Barzola. He's staring down the barrel of a real big fight.
Oh, nice head kick from Evloev. Still some work to do, though, under 90 seconds to go.
I think he's gotten Nick at a point now where he's kind of beaten him down, touched him up enough now, and Nick's just kind of on the receiving end now. He's got to do something special to get himself back into this fight because Evloev is flowing now.
There's another jab. That was a jab. That was clean, but you saw Lenz really wince that right eye.
He's kind of touching him, man.
Oh. Yeah, he's really wearing these shots, guys.
Getting touched up. Lenz is getting touched up, man.
Oh, a nice chunk of blood just go flying there. Look at the movement from Evloev. Always cutting angles. Doesn't stand right in front of Lenz to get countered. Touch, 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 then he'll throw a big shot.
Beautiful. I mean, it looks fresh too, Paulie.
Yeah, he's in shape.
Defended all those guillotine attempts.
Didn't have to cut much weight.
Had to defend takedowns, and he looks like he can fight for another 2 rounds like it's nothing.
He has attempted north of 200 strikes, under 30 seconds now to go.
Look at those counters.
Oh. Man, did you see that head movement? That's clean. Man. You know, Paul, I mean, don't be surprised when we go to the judges' scorecard if you see a lot of 30-27s. I mean, this young man fought a clean fight tonight outside of those having to defend guillotine.
Yeah.
And he never truly showed us that he was in any trouble, even though those guillotines seemed to be tight.
Yeah, he stayed so calm and relaxed in there. Such a good grappler himself. And beautiful striking on display tonight as well from Evloev.
And he was sharp as attack in that third round, looking to move to 14-0 and 4-0 in the UFC.
All right, let's take a look at some of this action here. Lenz early. Lenz, a nice uppercut. Gets hit with a counter, though. And this guillotine, man, we thought this was tight and might be a finish. But Evloev kept calm, stayed composed down there, showed his grappling skills, and then just got on top to end that round with some beautiful ground and pound. And that is when he started really busting up the face of Nik Lenz. Look at this beautiful catch, the kick, counter right hand. Nik Lenz, I mean, as tough as they come, gave it back whenever he could, but just the movement and striking of Evloev was beautiful tonight.
I mean, yeah, it was a fantastic performance. I mean, I'm so impressed by this young man and his ability to just flow out there. It's crazy.
I saw it hurt. Yeah.
And he loves breaking guys mentally and physically. Nik Lenz is sort of the unbreakable type.
Yeah.
But this guy, you get a feeling, is going to realize a lot of success in this UFC featherweight division. And
yeah,
I mean, it's hard not to think when you see volume and output about what Max Holloway did a week ago in this building, north of 700 strikes, but this guy can go.
I mean, he's well over 200 in 3 rounds. And, it's different, right? He's not from Dagestan. He's from the same region, in the Caucasus Mountains, but different place. Maybe you'll see a rush of guys fighting out of that area, too, with a more stand-up approach like we saw tonight from Evloev.
The Republic of Ingushetia, Movsar Evloev. Has he done enough? Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Eric Cohen scores the contest 29-28, Lentz. Ben Cartlidge scores it 29-28, Evloev. And Paul Sutherland scores the contest 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Movsar Evloev.